So good morning everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. So this is a very special event for us. So we are being joined by one of our partners from Rise Against Hunger Philippines, Mr. Jomar Fleras. So sir, good morning.
Good morning.
So first,
Mabuhay.
Mabuhay! So maraming salamat and thank you so much for joining us today, for having this quick interview, for having all of our open texters know more about Rise Against Hunger Philippines. So I'm very happy to start off with some few questions and we'd love to hear from you. So Sir Jomar, for those who are new here at OpenText, we'd like to give them this opportunity to get to know more about your organization. Can you share to us what Rise Against Hunger Philippines is about?
So Rise Against Hunger Philippines is a member of the Global Confederation of Rise Against Hunger. We are a humanitarian agency. We have offices in the US, of course the Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, South Africa, Italy, and India. So here in the Philippines, I run the Philippine office, and we also run the first national food bank in the Philippines. We are a member of the Global Food Banking Network, and we serve about 1.5 million Filipinos every year.
Wow, it's really a lot, sir. And I think it's a global initiative, and you leading the way. Wow, that's really great to hear, sir. Now, furthermore, who will be the beneficiaries for this year's meal packaging event that will be held here in the OpenText office, sir?
We recently met with former Vice President Lenny Robredo.
Wow.
And we decided to partner with them. We're helping them set up a food bank also in Naga and Camarines Sur. So we've decided to donate these meal packs to their various feeding programs in Naga and Camarines Sur.
Wow, definitely it's good to know that it will be in Bicol. It's really far away, so wow.
And Bicol has a lot of malnutrition and hunger, and of course it's very well. It's like the welcome committee for all the typhoons hitting the Philippines.
Yeah, that's good to hear, sir. We're happy to know that it's gonna go to a very good place that will help a lot of people. Now, Rise Against Hunger Philippines and OpenText have been partners since 2019. Would you like to share to us now how this relationship started, and can you share to us what specific impact our contributions have done in the community?
We were actually quite surprised when OpenText contacted us because they wanted to donate globally to food banks all over the world, no? And since we were the only food bank set up in the Philippines, they donated the amount to us. It was very opportune that that donation came right before the pandemic. During the pandemic, we were able to use the support of OpenText to reach those vulnerable communities that were hit severely by COVID-19. Communities that were on lockdown, families that were starving, families that whose incomes were drastically affected because we have this term, isang kaya, isang tuka.
Yeah.
And that was the case for most of them. So we were able to reach, again, through the help of OpenText, about 1.3 million to 1.5 million Filipinos with donations, especially during the Noche Buena season.
Wow, it's really good to hear. 1.5 million Filipinos was helped by that donation. Wow, thank you so much for sharing to us, and we're so happy that we're able to reach out to that many Filipinos. Now, do you like to share any other I know we have been coordinating with Rise Against Hunger for 2021 and 2022. Are there any specific areas that we were also able to help out in terms of the other contributions OpenText had?
Okay. So OpenText volunteers, employees visited our food bank in Tondo. So I think they were very touched by the incidence of poverty there. So the succeeding donations of OpenText went to feeding school children in Tondo, Manila, and that was during the pandemic. There were no face-to-face schooling, so what we did was we delivered the food directly to the houses of these children, or sometimes they came to our food bank. So the meal packs were given to them, and because of that modality, we were also able to not only feed the school children but also their siblings, because obviously you cannot just give food just enough for one person. You need to give food for the other kids also in the family.
It's good to hear, sir. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now, on top of the meal packaging activity, are there any other outreach program that where OpenText individuals or group can volunteer, and how can they reach out to Rise Against Hunger Philippines?
Well, we are on Facebook, so they can visit our Facebook page and like our Facebook page. It's Rise Against Hunger Philippines.
Rise Against Hunger.
Be sure it's Rise Against Hunger Philippines. Because we have so many other branches.
Oh, okay. Rise Against Hunger Philippines.
Yes. And we announce volunteering opportunities there. We have a mobile kitchen that goes around various slum communities in the Metro Manila area. So they can also opt to volunteer in these mobile kitchens and food banks. We also have a sustainable agriculture farm in Magdalena, Laguna. So you're most welcome to visit us there, get out of the city, and see our sustainable agriculture practice. That farm feeds children in the Laguna area. All the produce are actually used in our various feeding programs.
Wow, that's good to hear. So OpenTexters, there's a lot of opportunity. Please like and share their Rise Against Hunger Philippines OpenText page, and they're calling for volunteers for multiple activities. Thank you so much for that, sir. Now, lastly, before we end our session, do you have any message? Would you like to leave any message to all our OpenTexters out there, sir?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you, our mga kapatid, kapamilya, kapuso here at OpenText, no? For believing in our cause, for joining us, for volunteering. We hope to grow this movement together with you. 95 children die daily because of hunger and malnutrition, and with your help, we can end that cycle of hunger, poverty, malnutrition, and mortality. Thank you very much.
And with that, thank you so much, Sir Jomar. It was really heartfelt, and we will definitely support Rise Against Hunger Philippines, especially now and in the future. Maraming salamat po, sir.